And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
Who are the White Hats officially?
Okay, this goes back to the Q movement kicked off shortly after Kennedy's death, JFK's death in '63, just been over 60 years.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans. In your hands, my fellow citizens, more than mine, will rest the final success or failure of our course.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
Now the trumpet summons us again. They call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, a struggle against the common enemy of man, tyranny.
Today, no war has been declared. And however fierce the struggle may be, it may never be declared in the traditional fashion.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days. Nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days. Nor in the life of this administration. Nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin. We'll light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
As a group of military officers, it determined that if a president could be assassinated, they're in bad shape. So slowly they started to build up a team of senior officers who decided that something had to happen. Now at some point, they were looking at options as all military officers do when they're planning. And they don't say right and wrong. When they do a plan, they work out what's workable and what's not. Is this workable? Yes. Is this workable? Yes. Is this workable? Yes. Is this workable? So they're looking at workable options to save the United States. One of the options was a military coup d'etat. Literally, just take it over, clean up the filth, and then hand it back to the people. That was rejected, as was when we were looking at it in Australia before we knew about White Hats. We determined that coup d'etat or a violent uprising would create such a wound that it would never be healed, and that's if it succeeded. And if it didn't succeed, then it would give the Black Hats every opportunity to do what they wanted to do, because the people still believe it. They don't believe it now. After all that's occurred, the people still don't believe there's something odd going on. And so they decided to penetrate the institutions, the universities, the schools, the media, the unions, business, the politics, the judiciary, the constabulary, the military. That's what they did. They penetrated the lot. And so they grew and grew, and they worked undercover, and some had to go work undercover, and undercover is dirty business because you do dirty things with dirty people to prove your bona fides. And it's based largely on Marines and Navy. And there are somewhere between 200 and 300 flag ranking officers, which is general rank, Marines and Navy, and other services too, but it's strongly based on the Marines and the Navy. And they've been working behind the scenes to penetrate, understand, and then when the time came, begin to undermine the Black Hats, the deep state. So that's what it is. That's what Q is.
We're putting together an army to take on this cultural Marxist and economic Marxist war that had been declared a long time ago.
And so the American people decided to take over the idea of information. And they did it through social media.
And this last counter-offensive started the year before Trump was elected.
With this strategy, we are calling for a great reawakening of America.
And when there's 200 or 300 generals and admirals, that doesn't mean 200 or 300 people. Each one of those people controls a large swathe of capability, if that makes sense.
We have over 200 generals and admirals supporting us.
And so that means you've got large amounts. And so it's taking time to select the right people that are trustworthy, because undercover work is hugely risky. And that's who it is. That's who's actually doing it. And these guys are good soldiers that know what's right and what's wrong, what's lawful, what's not. And that's why they pursued this in a completely lawful way. You can read the Law of War, and that's the rule they're following. And so they recruited Trump, the Q movement, the generals and admirals recruited Trump. You're going to become president, but you have to win it legitimately. We can't place you in there. You've got to win it. And once you're in, here's the plan. And Trump had a look at it and he said, okay, let's go.
In my former life, I was an insider. Now I'm being punished for leaving the special club. I knew this day would arrive. It's only a question of when. This is not simply another 4-year election. Nobody knows the system better than me. I have seen firsthand how the system is rigged against our citizens. This is a conspiracy against you, the American people.
So it's a delicate game that they've been playing. So that's what's been going on. And we can say that because the people don't want to believe it, they never will, that's fine. And the rest of us know this is the truth. And so I hope that answers your question. It's been a long, slow journey in the process.
There are forces at play beyond your comprehension. They have this in hand, but you must still do what's required. You've got to step up and you've got to step up. You're going to do what you're going to do. It is incumbent upon each and every one of you watching this to understand that you must take a leading role.
This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. Believe me. And this will be our last chance to save it. Join me in taking back our country. A movement that is ascendant.
So this is real. Whether you want to believe it or not, not you, but people want to believe it or not, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's moving ahead. And when they say nothing can stop what's coming, nothing can stop what's coming. The forces at play are beyond the Masonic filth's comprehension. What's coming will either survive or will break you in half, and I mean that quite sincerely. So toughen up, princesses out there.
I know that this is a challenging time for all Americans. We're enduring a great national trial, and we will prove that we can meet the moment. The biggest problem is from within. It's these sick, radical people. One of the important factors of the cause is that we see how bad they've done. Everybody sees that. It will be much easier for us to do what has to be done. 2024 is our final battle. The stakes of this election could not be higher. We will finish the job once and for all.
What do you mean exactly when you say this is the end of the end?
This is the final phase of the operation.
There is a storm on the horizon.
When I get back into the Oval Office, we will totally obliterate the rest of the deep state. We're going into every we're going to CIA, the FBI, the DNI, the CIA, all of them. And we're going to release every single person that either traffic people or look the other way to traffic people. We're going to put it all out for the American people. All of it. And they have to understand something. We're going to hit you with a blowtorch. Okay? No more games. We're going to hit you with a blowtorch. That blowtorch, we're going to not just deconstruct it, we're going to rip it apart. So we're going to take the administrative state and we're going to take the deep state, and those of you who don't take the trial and put in prison, we're going to get rid of the rest of you. We're not just going to change policy, we're going to start by bottom-blowing personnel. And for every person in there today, you've got time enough to come forward as a whistleblower. If you don't come forward by high noon on the 20th of January, you're guilty.
We have it all. All of the illicit wealth in the world has been tracked by the National Security Agency for the past 15 years. We have every single one of you by the balls. You cannot survive this. You have one out. Truth and reconciliation out is make the deal, motherfucker, or you are going to die.
There really is a plan. It is a far bigger plan than just the United States.
Together we are determined to defend and preserve government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And I say this, despite all that's happened, the best is yet to come.
Trust